Hi, my name is Sophia Tilley, and this song is called Love Circle.
Do you recall the night your lips touched mine? Was there a spark, or was it just my eyes catching glances at the city lights, stealing kisses on a starry night? The moon so bright that it lit up your head, and in that moment I had lost all care. You made it seem you had your heart to share, so I let myself tumble into love, caught in a love circle, and it goes round and round, chasing each other's tail till somebody gives up. I've had you listed on my heart since day one, hoping my search for love is done. So long we spent just wasting time. Babe, is there something? Can I call you mine? But we're caught in a love circle, and it goes round and round, chasing each other's tail till somebody gives up. I've had you listed on my heart since day one, hoping my search for love is done. We're caught in a love circle, and it goes round and round, chasing each other's tail till somebody gives up. I've had you listed on my heart since day one, hoping my search for love, hoping my search for love. But we're caught in a love circle, and it goes round and round, chasing each other's tail till somebody gives up. I've had you listed on my heart since day one, hoping my search for love, hoping my search for love, hoping my search for love is done, done. Hoping my search for love is done.
Okay,
We're here
we're here
with
with Miss Sophia Tilley.
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
yes.
Thank you.
Right off the bat, we know you're from Washington.
Yes.
What part?
It's called Yakima. I don't know if you've
Mhm.
ever seen like the iCarly episode where they talk about going to Yakima.
Yes,
Yeah, we were talking.
I'm
about
from that place.
very nice.
It's like
Okay.
Eastern Washington. It's also kind of in the middle.
Isn't that apple orchard country?
Yes, it is. And Hop Nation. They
Okay.
produce 85% of the world's hops.
There we go.
Fun
Very
fact.
nice.
There you
Very
go.
nice.
So, what's the music scene like?
It's in Yakima pretty non-existent. I mean, there's like a few bands that play around. There's like little gigs. Like I play a lot of like wineries and like breweries because that's what we
Yeah.
have. So like that's where you find the music. We have some little small town festivals. It's not a very big city, so it's like not too much going on ever. But yeah, but I mean I've played there my whole life, so.
Yeah. So coming from a town more like that to Nashville, where you're kind of a bigger fish in a smaller pond, to kind of a like a regular sized fish in a pretty big pond. What's some of that transition like?
It's definitely hard. It's different because I'm so used to like being kind of like like
the music person.
Yeah, like in my town, like I like people like call me and like ask me if I want to go play somewhere.
Yeah.
Here I'm like have to beg people to play. I'm like, can I please play here? But like because there's so many like good people, there's so like much talent here. It's crazy. I mean, I love it though. Like I love being around like so many talented people. Like I feel like it makes me like want to work harder.
Yeah.
And I mean like back home, like I was like I felt like I did work, but like I feel like
it's
I didn't have to.
It's just a different level of competition. Almost.
Oh
makes
yeah,
you, like
I didn't have to. It kind of got like, I don't want to say boring, but like I felt like I didn't really have to do much to, like
stand
get
out.
to yeah like. And so here I feel like I just have to like work extra hard. So it's definitely been like a really big transition, especially just like the amount of people here versus the amount of people at home. Just like that in general is like a big change for me.
For sure.
Okay. I'm going to slide in Tennessee as number 2 for sure. We got to walk it in. But if we had to pick the most beautiful state in the U.S., what would you pick?
Oh, Washington, hands down, man. Like, I know I'm from there, and I'm probably really biased, but, like, the mountains and the trees, and it's just so beautiful. There's just so many, like, different types of, like, geography going on there. Like, it's, like, one place you're in the desert, and another place you're in a rainforest.
Yeah.
Oh,
Then you
that's
have
cool.
the ocean, and then you have, like, just all, like, I live in a valley, and I'm surrounded by all the mountains, like, Mount Rainier is 45 minutes from my house. Like, I can see it from my house. Like, it's crazy just, like, seeing it, like, there versus here where it's, like, we don't have, like, mountains and stuff here. It's, like, just so different. Like, I just love that state. I never really appreciated it until, like, I left it.
No, I know exactly
It's,
what you mean.
yeah, so, I don't know.
I can kind of see that even through your music, just how you have this very expressive and a very large dynamic range and just a lot of expression, and how that kind of plays into, I guess, the scenery and landscape of Washington, where it's just so, bigger than life.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Beautiful,
definitely
I
really
guess.
inspiring. Like,
I don't know how to really put it in words, but I kind of know exactly what he's talking about too.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
There we
Who
go.
are some of your musical influences?
It's kind of really all over the place. Like, growing up, I listened to like a lot of like R&B and classic rock, and also country. So like mix of that. So like I really listen to a lot of Aretha Franklin, but the Beatles is my favorite band of all time. So like I don't know if like my music's even like influenced off of that at all, but like that's just like what I listen to.
Yeah.
Like Aretha Franklin, the Beatles, Etta James. I listen to a lot of Patsy Cline.
Nice.
Like those, let's see, what else? Can't even, I don't know, but just a lot of the old school kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I never really listened to the radio too much. Just whatever my dad had like in his CD collection, I would listen to. I was really into like all kinds of music.
Yeah.
What are some artists that bring back like childhood memories?
Definitely like turning on well, the Beatles, like I said before, like definitely remember listening to that like with my dad in the car, or even like Mexican music like Selena. Like my mom's from Mexico, so I also grew up listening to like a lot of like Mexican like Latin music.
Yeah. Okay.
And so like listening like Selena, like I think of like my childhood days where my mom would like force me to sing like Selena songs so I could get better at like singing in Spanish. And like I don't know, Patsy Cline. I listened to a lot of Leanne Rimes like when I was like 12. I like wanted to be Leanne Rimes back then. Like I was kind of just all over the place. I didn't really know like what I liked. I really love like just soulful type of like music. Like I love singing. Like I love anything that like comes from like the heart. So I don't know.
So you started singing young, I'm guessing?
Yeah, around 5, I would say, maybe before, but I was like really, really shy as a child. I'm still really shy, but like I was so shy that like I couldn't talk to like my grandparents. Like I couldn't talk to anyone. Anytime I wanted something, I would like point at it and go duh duh duh. Like I was like, people thought it was like dumb because I was just so incredibly shy. So like I don't know, like I watched a lot of like musicals and stuff with my mom and like listening to like music. I kind of fell in love with it and I started singing. I didn't even know like if I was any good at all. I just know like I loved doing it. And like one time we were at this Christmas celebration. I don't know if you ever heard of Leavenworth, Washington. It's kind of like a Christmas town. It's a very popular tourist spot around Christmas because there's like a big old Christmas lighting and there was like hundreds of thousands of people there. Anyways, they're having like an open mic thing and I remember being like 6 years old and like whispering in my mom's ear, I'm like, I want to do it. Like, and she's like, are you serious? Like, what? And like, I literally went up there and I sang like a song from The Sound of Music, like the musical. Just so weird because it was like Christmas. You're supposed to sing Christmas songs.
Well, that's kind of a Christmas movie. They always play it around Christmas.
Yeah, so I sang that and then like it. My parents were like, oh my God, she can like actually kind of sing. Like, I don't know. So like, I kind of just kept doing it. And when I was like 9, my mom forced me into a singing competition and it was like the most terrifying moment of my life. But from there I kind of just started doing it.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you get the most terrifying moment out at 9.
Yeah, it's true. It's like, all right. And then I just fell in love with it. And like, I became so comfortable with doing it that I was like, this isn't like scary. Like, this is what I love to do. Like, even though I'm like, I'm terrified of like public speaking. Like, I won't, like, I'm so scared of it, but I can sing in front of like a million people and I'm
It's interesting
fine.
how that works, isn't it?
I know. It's so crazy.
Like, I kind of feel something of the same way, but it's just like, I can perform, but talking is almost too much.
I know. Just like talking,
so
talking to just a group of people. Like, I'm just like, I don't know what to say. I'm too awkward.
Yeah, exactly.
I just really am.
So, with being extremely shy, like, how did you start getting over some of that? Or did it just kind of happen?
Definitely performing helped a lot because I started doing gigs around 11 and like you have to talk to people. You just have to. Like you can't just like go up and sing and be done, you know?
Right.
And then especially when I started doing like gigs that were longer than like 30 minutes, like I can't just like straight up sing songs for that long and like I started doing like 1 hour, 2 hour gigs. I'm like, okay, I have to like start saying things between my songs and like talking to people. And then of course like you'd have the people come up and talk to you after and like ask you all kinds of questions. So I guess I kind of like got over that. When I'm performing, I feel like I'm in this whole like different like state of mind where I'm like, oh, this is like what I do. This is like a job. Like I can do this, you know? And then I also started doing like musical theater like in high school and stuff. And that was like a whole like different thing to it. I wasn't scared at all about doing that because it was like I practiced and like rehearsed. And so like when I like know what's going on, like I know what I'm going to say, like it's not scary. It's when I'm caught off guard or like, all right, you have to give a speech on like this kind of thing. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, no, if I don't like being taken by surprise. I'm like, okay, you have to go up and say this. I'm like, no.
Okay, so in musical theater, what were some of your favorites that you did, like in your acting career, but also just like some of your favorites in general?
I didn't do too many just because I was so busy with like my other music, also just like everything in high school. But I did in high school when I transferred to a public school that actually did like musical theater my junior year. I did White Christmas, which I don't know if you've ever seen the actual musical, like not the movie version.
I think I had seen the musical actually.
I was the role of Martha Watson. She was like this like big Broadway star. She was like an older lady that used to be like a big Broadway star, and she's like loves to sing and she has like a really loud voice and she's very loud and very strong personality. So that was a lot of fun because it was completely like out of my like natural character. Like I had to be like loud, I had to be assertive, I had to be super confident and super like, I don't know, expressive. And so that was a lot of fun. Also in Sound of Music, I did that one too. I don't know if you've seen the actual musical or even the movie. She's in the movie, but she doesn't sing. It was Elsa, the like mean stepmom girl.
Yeah.
I was her because my director always liked to cast me as the sassy parts for some reason. I don't know why. I think it's just like partially my looks, partially like maybe I am a little sassy and I just don't even realize it. Or I just I don't know, those kind of parts are really fun for me because it's like out of my character.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know, but those are like really fun. That
I feel
really
like once they
gave me a lot
see
of
you in
confidence.
like a role that they see you excel
Yeah.
at, they kind of typecast you.
Like,
out.
Yeah, no,
okay,
for
that's what
real,
you're
they're-
made for.
Yeah, no, and it's definitely fun because I feel like I'm acting, like, you know, and then you get into the character so much, they're like, I am sassy,
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I am confident,
Exactly.
like, and then, so, I don't know.
So those are some of your favorites that you did. Do you have any other favorites that you just enjoy the music from or like watching?
Yeah, okay, so I don't know if you've ever heard of Kinky Boots.
Yep.
I love that musical. I saw it at the Fifth Avenue Theater in Seattle, which is like a really famous theater over there. Let's see, what else did I see? Oh my god, I can't even think. I don't know. There's just so many that I like. I like West Side Story.
Oh yeah, that's a classic.
Yeah, I always wanted to be Maria in West Side Story. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot. I've seen a lot. My best friends from home were like musical theater people, and like they were like in every musical, and like I would always go watch them in all the musicals in town and stuff. And so I've seen a lot. So.
Okay, so in terms, now this is just some high top secret intel that we've received, but how did your parents meet?
Oh my god.
That's
I
a
don't know.
good one.
It's such a long story. I mean, it's not that long. I'll give you the brief because there's so many details that go into it. But basically, my mom's from Mexico. I told you that. She was like taking a little vacation with like her friends, and they went to this city called Mazatlan, which is like 6 hours from where my mom's from. And my dad went there for vacation too, just like for fun with his friends and stuff. And he was sitting on the beach, and my mom and like her friend were like walking along the beach, and it was like really hot, and they had an umbrella, and my mom was like, "Oh, can we sit here?" And they were like, yeah, of course. That's how my dad explained it. And so they sit down and stuff. So my dad did not speak any Spanish. My mom did not speak a single word of English. So it was just purely like power of attraction. My dad had a friend though that spoke Spanish, so like they translated to each other. Anyways, so my mom like decided that she wanted to do this like bikini competition the next day, and my dad was like, "Oh, I'll take pictures." So they go and do that, and then he asks her out on a date, and they go on a date, and he like would draw pictures and like give them to her like to like kind of communicate, but also he had his friend like translating everything. And anyways, so they like ended up like really liking each other. He went back to the US, she stayed there. They wrote letters back and forth. My dad would just like get letters like translated. He'd like write poems for her and get them translated in Spanish and send them to her. And also like when he called her on the phone, he would literally look up all the questions he wanted to ask her in Spanish, and he would just like ask them and then listen to her talk, because he had no idea what she was saying. But like, so it was pretty funny.
That is funny.
And then he went there in the summertime again. So this is all in the same year. Like, so that was spring. Then he went in the summertime. His family, not his family, but his like family friends were getting married. And he invited her, he invited my mom and her friends to come along. So they went, and then that was that. And then he went back again, and then came back in December and was like, "How would you like to come to Yakima with us, or like with me or whatever?" And she's like, "Well, like not without being married." So he was like, "Okay, well, will you marry me?" And she was like, "Oh, sure." Like, so
Was she expecting it at all?
I don't think so. Like, I think it was just so crazy. I think she was just so ready, like, to get married, and she was, like, so in love with him that, like, she was like, "Sure, whatever, let's do it." They got married. Like, he was like, "Well, my plane leaves Sunday." Like, he was only there for a week. Like, that was New Year's Eve. His plane, like, was supposed to leave. And then they planned the whole wedding in a week, and they literally got married, and she flew back to Washington. Like, it was so crazy. Like, she was so crazy. Like, they didn't even know each other, barely. Like, I don't even know. But now it's been, like,
So how did
24 years.
Like, at what point were they able to communicate, like, without a problem?
Well, my dad was, like, practicing all the time after he met her. Like, he would watch novelas. Like, do you know what those are? Yeah. Like, learn Spanish. And he would, like, take all kinds of Spanish, like, courses and stuff. And so he was able to, like, say something. So he was able to, like, ask her dad if he could marry her. And then when they went back to the U.S., he was just taking like really intensive like Spanish classes and stuff. And my mom entered in some really intensive English classes, and she was like working really, really hard. And then I don't know, I think not that long they could finally like start communicating. I don't know because I wasn't there. So like I never really asked them how long it took before they could start communicating, but all I know is that like me growing up, like when I was, the first like memories I can remember is like my mom would always speak Spanish to me, my dad would speak English to me. So it was like back and forth. And it still is to this day. Like
what
my
was
mom,
it like learning two languages? Like, do you remember it being weird at all? Like, I've always wondered about
I
that.
guess like it was normal because you wouldn't know.
Yeah,
you wouldn't know what normal is,
Exactly.
you know? So like I would hear my mom speak and I hear my dad speak, and it was like the same thing to me. I spoke Spanish. I did not speak English until I like went to kindergarten, which is so funny. I think I spoke English to my dad, but I only remember speaking Spanish. If like you go back and watch my home videos, I'm speaking Spanish. Like it's so weird to see that, like, because my dad would go to work and I'd spend the whole day with my mom. I was an only child for 6.5 years till my sister was born. So it was just me and my mom. We just spoke Spanish. We read books in Spanish. We did everything in Spanish. All the Disney movies, so like all the Disney princess movies, I watched them in Spanish. So I thought Snow White was Mexican because I literally had never seen it in English, and I was like, oh, Snow White, she's Mexican like me. Like.
Okay, so on that, how often do you go down to Mexico, or do you visit very often?
I used to go like every single year, like for like a long time in the summer. I went last December to visit my grandma. So like but then like after my grandpa died like a couple years ago, we don't go as much anymore just because my grandma, she like can't really do anything, like she can't drive, she can't like, so I haven't actually been to Mexico since he died. Except, no, last December I did go, but not to her house. She came and visited us. Like, we went to that same place where my parents met. We all, like, our whole family just, like, went down there.
Yeah.
But my mom goes, like, all the time, like, to, like, take care of things for her and stuff.
Yeah.
Just because she's, like, she can't really do anything on her own.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so I used to go a lot. Like, when I was little, I'd celebrate, like, my birthdays there. Like, we'd go for Christmas. Like, I have very vivid memories of when, like, my first memories I can remember in Mexico, which is like crazy.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming
Yeah,
on.
no
Thank you very
problem.
much.
For sure.
This one's called Bright-Eyed Child. I look out my bedroom window, where did all my time go? Seems like only yesterday my dreams were bigger, faith was stronger. Can I get back to that place when I was younger, where I could be anything my little mind imagined, where I could reach the stars once I got to be a bit taller? But the dimming light inside of me fights for its reality, and I owe it to that bright-eyed child. Pain keeps my mind steady, 'cause the fear of failure haunts me. My heart can't take too many more letdowns and denials and closed doors. Can I get back to that place when I was younger, where I could be anything my little mind imagined, where I could reach the stars once I got to be a bit taller? But the dimming light inside of me fights for its reality. I know it to that bright-eyed child. Ooh. These aging lines on my face, they remind me that I'm just getting older. The ticking clock on the wall, it taunts me, saying my time's running out. Can I get back to that place when I was younger, where I could be anything my little mind imagined, where I could reach the stars once I got to be a bit taller. But the dimming light inside of me fights for its reality, and I owe it to that bright-eyed child. Ooh, ooh, ooh. This song is called I Just Knew. Well, I wondered about your name when I saw you sitting there with that smile on your face. And I remember how I kept my cool. I didn't let it show that I was drooling over you. I walked in to the room and I just knew you were the one, and I wouldn't stop till I had you. Sleepless nights I spent crying my eyes, 'cause you had my heart. I like you. A best friend and a lover too. So many years of loneliness to finally walk in on my happiness. I walked into the room and then it's knew you were the one. I wouldn't stop till I had you. Sleepless nights I spent crying my eyes. You had my heart, I couldn't get you off of my mind. And it took so long for me to confess my love. I was afraid, maybe I thought I wouldn't be enough. And I waited for you to make the first move. I'm sick of this pursuit, this love's overdue, but I finally caught you. I'm sick of this pursuit, this love's overdue, but I finally caught you.
Hi, I'm Sophia Tilley, and you're watching Just Two Guys Talking. I'll be having some music coming out soon this year, so just watch out for that.